So in this video, we're going to take a look at unboxing the Pocket 3. This happens to be the Creative Combo, but we're going to take a look at the basic version and the Creative Combo and see what's the difference. In the basic Pocket, you get the Pocket itself, Pocket 3. You get a connection block that attaches to the bottom of this, and I'll explain why in a minute. A lanyard and the actual hard shell to carry the Pocket 3 in. Let's take a look at each one of these individually. Right, we obviously have the Pocket 3 itself, and then looking at it, here's the gimbal head. It's got a larger head than if you've got the Osmo Pocket original or the Pocket 2. The head itself is larger to accommodate the 1-inch CMOS sensor. So if you have any ND filters or anything like that, they won't fit on the Pocket 3 from, say, the Pocket 2. Now the Pocket 3 comes with this 2-inch LCD screen, the touch screen, and it can rotate and film in horizontal, the 16:9, or vertical video, 9:16. It's also an on and off switch, which I'll show you that in a minute. Then it's got the record button on and off, whether in video or photography. It's got a joystick, which is used for the zoom, if they can be enabled. And also it'll control the gimbal head. If we rotate it right now, we'll see that this is where your micro SD card will go. And you need this in to be able to activate it. It needs a SD card in there, or a micro SD card. And then on the bottom, we have a USB-C. Okay, one other thing to notice here, there are 3 microphones. The first one is here. Let's see if I can get a better picture of that. Right next to the 3 on the Pocket 3. Roll over to the back, and there's another one on the back. And then roll over again. And another microphone on the other side right here. Also the lanyard, there's a little lanyard attachment here. And I never really use these, but actually it is a good idea if you're like doing some action sport or following someone, or I've even been in the ocean with this and making sure I try not to drop it. Well, having this attached to your wrist, in case you do drop it, will stop it from falling to the ground and breaking, or falling into the ocean and getting lost. So it's important that maybe you use this here. And then let's take a look at the other things that are on here. Right, so let's take a look at how to turn the Pocket on and off. So you can long press the record button, and that'll turn it on. And then if you long press and hold again, it'll switch it off. And the other way of doing this is if you just flip this screen here, this turns it on. And if you flip it back down, it has a little timer which will count down and shut off. And that can be turned off in settings. Okay, so the first thing we have is the lanyard. And this will attach right on this little lanyard attachment here on the case of the Pocket 3 itself. They're a little bit fiddly to attach. So what you're going to do is you're going to just take the end of this little piece of string here, sort of squeeze it together very tight, and then you're going to push it in one end into one of these holes here. And then when it's inside the hole itself, you're going to get a needle and just hook it out of the other hole and then pull it back on itself. And once it's pulled back on itself, so it's inside of here, you're just going to loop this on itself through the string, and it'll attach on here. As I said, it's they're handy actually to, if you're using it for skateboarding, or you're vlogging while you're on a bike, or you're just hand holding it. Or like I said, I've used it actually taking my Pocket into the ocean, just when I'm sort of knee deep or something, being careful not to drop it and not using a waterproof case for it. The Pocket 2 and the original Pocket 1 both have waterproof cases from DJI, and I'm sure they'll come out with one for this too. So that's the first thing you get. Okay, the next thing you get is this little USB extension. And reason being, like we said, is on the bottom of the Pocket itself. It's USB-C. There's no 1/4 inch attachment, so you can't put it on a tripod or something like that. This little extension though is a USB extender, and it actually makes the USB towards the back once it's connected. And on the bottom, it has a 1/4 inch standard fitting for tripod or a fitting. So it's very simple. You'll just plug it into the bottom. It clips in. There's 2 little clips on the side. And then you're able to have a 1/4 inch on the bottom. And then you can charge it or do what you have to with the USB-C connector here, instead of the one that's on the bottom of the Pocket 3. And then to remove it, you simply press the button on the front, and then you just pull it off. Next, you get the hard carrying case. And you can see here, just if I hold this up, it's got spaces for a wide angle lens. It's because they're magnetic. On the other side, you get another one. It says black mist filter here. This doesn't come with any of the combos, the black mist. In the creative combo, you will get a wide angle lens, which will sit into there. And this case will allow you to keep everything safe. If you're just traveling with this in your pocket, keeps the gimbal head safe and things like that. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have an extension on the bottom. So let's say you have this extension on, or even the larger one, the battery handle one, where you can plug this in like so. And the bottom of the case is opened so that it allows for this. Now, when you put this in, if the head's all sort of at a different weird angle, what you want to do is just power it on for a second and then power it off. So long press and hold, and it'll go off, places the head in the right position. Now what you want to do is the touchscreen goes down. So put this end in first and then just press down so that it looks like this. It's in the case. So everything's protected. The gimbal's protected. The touchscreen's protected. And you can see then you could have an extension handle on it. It doesn't matter. Or if you didn't have one on here, it just ends up being like this. And just to remove it, you just sort of lift it from the bottom piece here, just sort of tilt it up, and then it's back out again. So what else do we get if we get the creative combo? Well, the first thing that you get is known as a battery handle. And this is the same as this sort of little extension, except this is a battery that you can attach. It has a USB on the back, 1/4 inch on the bottom. And it attaches exactly the same way to the Pocket. So you would just simply push it in. Clips on the same way, and then you saw the battery flash here, and then this gives you added battery time. But one thing to remember here, at least this might change with future firmware updates, but if you plug this in even with this turned off now, it'll drain this battery, and while this is plugged in, it drains it. So the way to use this currently, unless with the firmware update it changes this, drain the battery on your Pocket itself and only use this when you need to add more juice to the Pocket. Now if we press this on, we turn this on for example, and it tells me right here that the handle is at 0% right now, and it's telling me that there's nothing on the handle, is totally discharged, so I need to charge that up. But like I said, if you don't need it, then only put it on there when this is drained down. It gives you a bigger handle to hold, So that's sort of one advantage, I guess. But as I said, don't leave it just stuck in there like that, because it apparently at the moment it will also drain this even if this is turned off. Now the only other little tip here, if I take this off, is be careful if you have it with just the pocket without the extension on it, that when you're holding it, you're not covering the microphone at the back there. A lot of people are doing that, where they're actually just like their finger without realizing, you know, they have their hand over it like this, and they're actually covering the mic. So just be wary of that when you're holding the pocket on the side. It gives you more, if you have one of the extensions in, this gives you more room to hold it down here further away, so that you're not on the microphone then. But anyway, just be wary of that. The next thing you get with the Creative Combo is a wide angle lens. And the Pocket 3 itself has a focal length of 20 millimeters. So 20 millimeter equivalent to a full frame. And this one widens it down to 15 millimeters. And the way this works is on this back side here, this is magnetic. All the filters for even third party for Pockets, they're magnetic. It's a stronger magnet than on the Pocket 2. So let's see if we turn this on at the minute. Just like so. All I've got to do is, see if I can put this up here. You just tap it on there. And if I move this up or down, there we go. You can see now that it's actually on the lens itself, and it's magnetic, so again, you just put it on like that. So that comes with the Creative Combo. Now, you won't be able to put this in the hard case with this attached. Like we said, let's turn this off. But there is a space for it, like it told you. So this is magnetic here as well. So all you're gonna do is drop it in here. And it keeps it secure inside of the case. And there's another slot for another one, but either one, it goes anywhere. They're all magnetic. So it's handy to have. You don't have to, like I said, you won't be able to put it in here. It'll rub up against the side. So that's its little home where it goes. So the next thing that you get is a wireless microphone, which is actually really good. The quality on these are really good from the DJI mics. This is known as a Mic 2. It has a little belt clip type thing, so you could put it on a shirt or a collar. It also has a magnet, and the magnet attaches that. So they put the magnet sort of on top of your shirt, and then this underneath the shirt if you don't want this to be seen, or the other way around. You can have this on your shirt and the magnet under your shirt, and just keeps it nice and secure. Is your start and stop button of recording. You've got a USB-C port for getting data and charging of the microphone itself. On the other side, you've got the power button and also a link button. And the link button also acts as record, stop and start, whether you're in video or photo. So it's quite handy to use it like a little remote. Now the other thing that's really good with this is you can put a lavalier in here, mic, right on the top there. And then what you can do then is just have the lavalier mic on if you're doing an interview or you just want it more discreet, and this can just go down and tuck in your pocket or under your shirt somewhere. Now the other thing that it comes with is a dead cat, and the dead cat has a little post where the lavalier goes in, and you just literally push it on, and then you've got a nice little field recorder. Now this will also work on its own. You don't even need the Pocket 3. So this will work like a field recorder. You can just start recording by pressing the record button, and it records to itself. And that's the other thing that it can do. It can record to itself as soon as when it's linked to the Pocket 3, so the Pocket 3 is on and it's linked up. It's automatically linked once you power it on, and then it'll record. When you're talking here, it records to the Pocket, or the Pocket 3. And the other way of doing it is you can sync it up in settings, so it will record to the Pocket 3, but also do a backup recording on itself, so that you have a backup in case something gets corrupted on the Pocket 3 itself. So great little microphone, really nice. All right, so this is what you get with the Creative Combo Kit. You get the extension battery, wide angle lens, and the microphone. And the other thing you get, before I forget, is a tripod. Little set of tripod legs. And actually they're really handy for doing time lapses or motion lapses, or even having them as an extra little extension onto one of the handles or the USB extender. Just gives you more grip to hold on to. So that's another thing that you get with the Creative Combo, is the tripod legs as well. One last thing that you also get with the Creative Combo, it comes in this little carrying case. Let's move this guy up here. This little carrying case has everything you need to put all of this inside of here. It's very small. It's not waterproof, but it's sort of splash proof. But all of the equipment in here will fit inside of this little carrying case. That's a Creative Combo. So the other thing that you can do here with your Pocket in the hard shell, there is a slot at the top here for the microphone. So I take the magnet off for a second, use that little clip, then you can just clip it in like so, just like that. And then what you can do then is just clip on the magnet like so, and then you've got that attached to the case as well, just for storage. Then it's quite easy to remove and take back out. Again, you can drop it right back in there.